Welcome to the ultimate guide for mastering Lycaon in ZZZ. Ready to dominate the battlefield with powerful crowd control and massive damage potential. Lycaon is a top-tier ice unit known for stunning enemies and boosting team performance. Stick around as we explore his best strategies, combos, and builds. First, let's start with the basics. What makes Lycaon such a strong unit in ZZZ? Classified as an S-rank ice-type stun unit, Lycaon is easily accessible from the standard banner, making him a go-to for both beginners and experienced players. His key stat and impact plays a crucial role in his overall effectiveness. Think of impact as Lycaon's version of attack, except that it forces on boosting daze multipliers, which translates into significant crowd control and enemy disruption. With a base impact stat of 137 at max level, Lycaon has the highest in the game, outperforming other daze-centric units like Anbi and Cholera. This means that whether you're facing hordes of enemies or a tough boss, Lycaon's ability to debilitate and control the battlefield is unmatched. Now let's talk about Lycaon's playstyle, which revolves around his fun and fluid basic attack string. It begins with 3 quick kicks, followed by a powerful stomp, and ends with a spin attack that feels almost like wielding a Beyblade in battle. A key feature of his attack combo is the ability to charge his attacks for increased damage and utility. Lycaon's charge attacks follow a unique rhythm, allowing players to hold the basic attack button to queue up the next attack. This leads to an explosive final charge that not only deals impressive damage but also generates additional energy for future abilities. The charge attacks are where Lycaon truly shines, especially the third one, which unleashes massive daze and energy. So how should you approach Lycaon's attacks in a typical fight? While it's possible to mix normal and charge attacks, the charge variants are far more powerful, both in terms of daze output and energy generation. When playing Lycaon, the optimal combo usually involves holding down the attack button 3 times in a row, charging each attack as much possible to maximize the final hit's impact. This combo not only packs a punch but also makes Lycaon a formidable crowd controller, able to keep enemies in check while dishing out high daze multipliers. This is particularly important in modes like Shield Defense, where early daze stacking can turn the tide of a battle. One of the key strengths of Lycaon is the dodge ability. Fast and highly responsive, his dodge lets him stay in the heat of battle while minimizing damage taken. This agility, paired with his charge attacks, allows Lycaon to engage enemies aggressively or retreat when needed, giving him versatility on the battlefield. His quick movements make it easier for players to maintain a high-paced, fluid combat style, darting in and out of danger while keeping pressure on enemies. For those who prefer an active, fast-paced approach to combat, Lycaon's dodging mechanics are essential for avoiding incoming attacks while remaining a constant threat. His dodge ability doesn't just improve survivability, it enables players to dominate the battlefield with precision, making Lycaon a formidable opponent in both offensive and defensive plays. Lycaon's Axe Special is another critical part of his kit, and it comes in 2 variations, one activated by a quick tap and the other by holding down the button. Both variants require 60 energy, but the quick tap only consumes 40 energy, allowing you to save some for future use. This variation is perfect for players looking to dish out frequent bursts of daze and damage. However, the hold variant of his Axe Special is where the real power lies. When fully charged, this attack consumes all 60 energy and unleashes a devastating spinning attack that deals significant daze and damage. Most players prefer this variant, especially in tougher battles where maximizing daze is crucial for controlling the battlefield. Lycaon's Axe Special, when combined with his charge basic attacks, creates a powerful rotation that can quickly dominate a fight. A common tactic is to begin by charging Lycaon's basic attacks, then follow up with a fully charged Axe Special. This combo is especially effective in game modes focused on controlling large groups of enemies, as it allows Lycaon to immobilize enemies while delivering substantial damage. The energy between his charge attacks and Axe Special ensures both crowd control and high damage output, making it a go-to strategy for players aiming to gain control of the battle. When it comes to his ultimate ability, Lycaon's potential skyrockets even further. While his ultimate excels at dishing out daze, it's important to time its use carefully. Ideally, you'll want to save Lycaon's ultimate for moments when your team can take full advantage of the damage-boosting effects it provides. For instance, during a stun window, when your DPS units can unleash their most powerful attacks, Lycaon's ultimate can amplify their damage, making it a pivotal tool for team synergy and maximizing damage output. One of the most important aspects of Lycaon's kit is his core passive, which significantly enhances his daze potential. When charging his basic attacks, Lycaon gains up to an 80% daze buff. This is essentially a massive multiplier for his daze output, making his charge attacks far more valuable than his normal physical attacks. It's this passive ability that cements Lycaon as one of the most powerful stun units in the game, capable of locking down enemies and setting them up for huge damage bursts from your other team members. Lycaon isn't just about stunning enemies, though he also brings some substantial team buffs to the table. For instance, when he uses his X special or performs an assist attack, Lycaon reduces the enemy's ice res by 25%, providing a significant boost to your team's overall ice damage output. This debuff is particularly effective because it targets the enemy's res multiplier rather than their defense, giving your ice-based units including Lycaon a substantial damage boost. Lycaon's energy with ice teams makes him a perfect pick for players focusing on ice damage dealers. He can increase the stun multiplier by 35% when attacking stun enemies, giving your team an impressive damage boost during critical moments. This boost stacks with a typical stun multiplier, which is 150%, raising it to 185%, a massive boost to your overall damage potential during these windows. Combined with his ability to reduce ice res, Lycaon becomes a core part of any team aiming to capitalize on ice-based damage. Now let's talk about Mindscapes, the key modifiers that further enhance Lycaon's abilities. His M1 Mindscape boosts his daze percentage when using his X special, making it even more powerful. His M2 generates energy when stunning enemies or triggering chain attacks, ensuring that Lycaon rarely runs out of energy in extended fights. M4 adds a shield and anti-interrupt bonuses, which are especially useful in high-pressure situations where being interrupted could throw off his combo timing. Finally, his M6 provides a damage increase, though it's less important since Lycaon's focus is more on crowd control and utility rather than raw damage. When building Lycaon, the best gear set is the Shockstar Disco 4-piece, which boosts impact by 6% and provides a 20% daze bonus to his basic dash and dodge attacks. For the 2-piece set, the Swing Jazz set is great choice for energy generation. When it comes to main stats, prioritize impact percentage for Lycaon's 6th slot, as it directly enhances his daze output. Interestingly, while Lycaon is a stun unit, some players choose to build him with DPS stats such as crit and ice damage percentage to maximize his damage output, particularly if you're confident in avoiding damage and don't need defensive stats. Choosing the right W engine for Lycaon can be a bit tricky. Surprisingly, his signature weapon isn't always the best choice. Options like the Hellfire Gears W engine, which increases impact during combat and boosts energy generation, can be more effective in certain scenarios. For speedruns, the Fossilized Core W engine, which provides a large daze boost when the enemy is above certain HP thresholds, is another strong option. Even the Vortex Arrow W engine, a B rank option, can be highly effective in single target scenarios, proving that Lycaon has flexibility in his W engine builds depending on the situation. So who should you team up with Lycaon? One of the most popular team compositions includes Sukaku, Alan, and Lycaon, a team that synergizes extremely well with ice damage amplification and crowd control. Sukaku damage amplification and Alan's DPS capabilities combined with Lycaon's crowd control make this team one of the strongest in the current meta. If you don't have Sukaku, you can substitute her with Rina, though Sukaku's buffs are generally more powerful. Another solid team pairing is Lycaon with Corrin, as Corrin's long X special duration pairs nicely with Lycaon's ability to keep enemies stunned and vulnerable. In summary, Lycaon is a top-tier ice-type stun unit who excels at crowd control, daze, and amplifying team damage. With the right build focusing on charge attacks and energy generation, Lycaon becomes a crucial part of any ice team. Whether you're a PvE player looking to dominate in raids and dungeons, or a PvP player seeking to control the battlefield with strategic crowd control, Lycaon's utility and damage boosting abilities make him an excellent choice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this guide, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more 000 tips. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for updates. Got any questions or tips? Drop them in the comments. Until next time, good luck and keep stunning.